Let's take it over to a trader. Tim Biggam at Delta Derivatives is standing by for us. Tim, with everything that's happening, especially with that Fed meeting coming up, how critical are tech earnings that are coming out this week to trading?
Yeah, well, I think, pretty critical, certainly from a valuation standpoint. We've seen the NASDAQ off to its best start since 2001. So the NASDAQ starting to lead the way. Last year, the big underperformer was the NASDAQ. This year, the big outperformer has been the NASDAQ. I think at the end of the month, the Fed rate decision, too, certainly, the market's kind of pricing in the Fed is one and done, and lower rates really gravitate and help these, higher beta names that are normally in the NASDAQ, the Microsofts of the world especially.
What's your trade of the day?
Yeah, looking at ChargePoint, CHPT, which has seen massive repeat call buying over the past week, continuing here. Implied volatility has just exploded to the upside here. So I'm jumping in, buying the stock, selling these very expensive calls to hedge it, following that big order flow, but capturing the fact that they're overpaying pretty dramatically to get into this trade.
I'm glad you mentioned that stock. Is it a good time for you or a bad time to invest in charging stations for electric vehicles?
I think eventually it will, obviously come to fruition. Where that price point is on these stocks is anyone's best guess. But, EV is here to stay. I think the adoption level will start to slow here simply until the chargers kind of catch up with it. That's the biggest problem I think we're seeing with the EV market here, that charging is kind of lagging here until we get really some, superior battery technology. I think that will probably be the biggest upside hindrance to these EV stocks and these charging stocks as well.
Good to know what you're up to. Thank you so much, Tim.
You bet, anytime, Ange. Take care.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.